Okay, so today in geometry, section 2.7, day 2, we're going to look at angle pair proofs. This worksheet is a combination of your notes and your homework, so we will do some of the proofs together, and then the ones that we don't do will be your homework assignment. So we're going to start out with number 1. We will work number 1A. 1B will be very similar to 1A. Okay, so given angle 2 is congruent to angle 3, so angle 2 congruent to angle 3. So that's my very first statement. We always start out with what they give me. So angle 2 congruent to angle 3 given. We want to prove angle 1 is congruent to angle 4. I need to get angle 1 and angle 4 in my proof. How can I get angle 1 in my proof? I see that 1 and 2 are vertical angles, so I can say angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. My reason, vertical angle theorem, VAT. Then I want to get angle 4 into my proof, right? I see 3 and 4 are vertical angles, so I'm going to say angle 3 congruent to angle 4, again by vertical angle theorem. And now I have 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So I can then say the very first one, 1, to the very last one, 4. So angle 1 congruent to angle 4 by the transitive property of congruence. So now let's look at 2. Again, we have 2A and 2B. We will do 2A together, and then 2B will be your homework. So 2A, given angle 1 congruent to angle 4. Prove measure of angle 2 equals measure of angle 3. So again, I start out with what they give me. Angle 1 congruent to angle 4 given. Again, I need to get 2 and 3 in my proof. Again, I see that angle 1 and angle 2 are vertical angles. So I'm going to say angle 2 is congruent to angle 1. Vertical angle theorem. And again, to get angle 3 in, I see that angle 3 and 4 are vertical angles. So I'm going to say angle 4 congruent to angle 3, again by vertical angle theorem. All right, so now I need to get 2 and 3 together. Let's see, I have 1 to 4, 4 to 3. If I do, let's see, or I can go 2 to 1, 1 to 4, 4 to 3. So then that gets me 2 to 3 together. So if I start with number 2, go angle 2 to angle 1 to angle 4 to angle 3, I can do the transitive property and say angle 2 is congruent to angle 3 by the transitive property of congruence again. All right, so now I need to go ahead and get the rid of congruence and get them equal. So my last step would be measure angle 2 equals measure angle 3, definition of congruence. So 1 and 2 very similar to one another. So 1B and 2B should be very similar for you. So now let's look at number 3. We have 3A and 3B. These are talking about supplementary. So we'll do 3A together. So I need to make my statement in reasons column. So number 1, given angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. Given. I need to prove that 3 and 4 are supplementary. So what does angle 1 and angle 2 supplementary mean? That means that they add together to equal 180. So I can say that measure angle 1 plus measure angle 2 equals 180 degrees. My reason, definition of supplementary. I need to get 3 and 4 into my proof. Again, I can say that angle 1 is congruent to angle 3 because they are vertical. So I can say angle 1 congruent to angle 3 by vertical angle theorem. And then I can get angle 4 in my proof by saying angle 4 is congruent to angle 2, again by the vertical angle theorem. If I'm going to show that they are supplementary, then I need them to be able to equal 180 when I add them. So I now need to change and make measure angle 1 equal measure angle 3. and measure angle 4 equal measure angle 2 by the definition of congruence. Now let's see. If I go back up here to statement number 2, measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 2 equals 180, and I replace measure of angle 1 with measure angle 3, since I say that they're equal, plus the measure of angle 2, I'm going to replace that with measure angle 4 equals 180. That's substitution. And again, I had to change to equals so that I could use substitution. Now I have that measure of angle 3 plus measure of angle 4 equals 180. I can now say angle 3 and angle 4 are supplementary. The reason, definition of supplementary. So that will be a good guide for you on 3B. Again, they're not going to work exactly like, but they are nice guides for you. So let's go to the back. We've got 4A and B. So we will look at 4A. Okay, this is going to be the last one that we do together. So again, I need statements and reasons. So number 1, they give me line AB is perpendicular to line BC, given. They also tell me angle 1 and angle 3 are complementary, given. They want me to prove angle 2 is congruent to angle 3. So AB perpendicular to BC, that means right angle. So I need to put that in here. So then that means that the measure of angle ABC is equal to 90 degrees. That is the definition of perpendicular. So definition of perpendicular lines. Now, angle 1 and angle 3 are complementary, so that means that they have to add together to equal 90. So I can say measure angle 1 plus measure angle 3 equals 90 degrees. Definition of complementary. So I've now put everything in that they've given to me and taken care of the definitions, writing out exactly what that means. So now I need to get 2 and 3 together. We have angle 3 in here, but we don't have angle 2 in here. The way that I can get angle 2 in here is with my angle addition property. I can say the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 has to equal the measure of angle ABC, the angle addition postulate. So now I can go ahead and replace, right? I can replace or substitute the measure of angle ABC here. Okay. So I have the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals, instead of measure of angle ABC, that's 90 degrees. So that's a substitution. I need to get angle 3 in my proof now. If I go back up to number 4, okay, I'm going to rewrite number 6. I'm going to replace 90 with measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 3. So then I get measure angle 1 plus measure angle 2 equals, I'm going to replace 90 with the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 3. Again, this is a substitution. So now I notice I have angle 2 and angle 3 on opposite sides. They both have a measure of angle 1. If I subtract angle 1 from both sides, I get measure angle 2 equals the measure of angle 3. This is the subtraction property of equality. And now all I have left to do is change it from equals to congruence. So then I get angle 2 congruent to angle 3, definition of congruence. Right, so we did 4 proofs together. Those 4 proofs should serve as great guides for you to finish the rest of the proofs. So the rest of this worksheet is your homework.